Hey guys, this is Sharon for the invitation, and you're listening to 99 WNRR.
Hi everyone, I am Artifacts, and welcome to 99 WNRR. Now, with exclusive daily content, first look videos, and exclusive interviews that you can only find here. Our first interview is with the amazingly talented and stunning Sharon and Adel from Within Temptation. I asked her about their brand new single, Entertain You. Amazing new single, Entertain You.
Thanks.
In the timeline, it's always been, a couple years, obviously album tour.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, for like the first time, there's new music a year after a full-length release. I'm like, well, that's kind of different. So I was curious to find out, is it because of the situation, or were you guys just working towards this anyway during the Resist tour?
We were working towards this anyway. Like I said, the tour was there happening now, and the new European tour, and outside there as well. And a lot of festivals, we felt like bring something new to the table. Fans will like it. But now everything is postponed. Everything is gone. So okay, what we're gonna do now? Okay, we're still gonna release it. I'm happy to be doing this, because otherwise I would be. Well, it would be a bit boring time for us. So also, of course, you would be writing again, but which I like a lot actually. And we're going to do that after this single release is done. We're going to continue that again. But, it's nice to have something to release at this moment.
And going specifically to the track, and in reading the lyrics, now, one can take a lot from what you wrote.
Yeah.
It seems that, I should just flat out ask, what was the inspiration behind that? Because one can gain, especially if you're living in this part of the world, that there's a lot to say in that song.
Yeah, well, you can explain the song in many ways, and it's not the way that people most of the time think. I think, we have a lot of times the urge to satisfy our own personal needs, to feel good about ourselves. And sometimes we do that by pointing at people who are, different than the majority of our society. And that's what the song originally is about, why we wrote it. But you see a lot of people thinking it's a political song, which could have been also very political song at the same time. So it's it's for everybody else, for everybody to decide how they want to experience this song. I feel that it is a song at the right time somehow, because everybody is so responding well to it. Because it's such a different song than people are normally used from us. The response we got from it so far was pretty awesome actually. So I was really happy to see that people also enjoy the song, although it's very different. It's very direct. There's a lot of anger there. But yeah, that's a nice thing. I'm really happy about it. So
yeah, I mean, that was one of the things. It is one of the more from a lyrical sense, but you know what, the music and the track matches the intensity of the lyric and your delivery on it. And that's the one thing that caught me in the beginning. I'm like, wow, this is a little heavier than what I'm used to. It's even from Resist, and that's been a natural progression, even from Mother Earth all the way down the line. Even Hydra, where you saw a little bit more of a change, and then you got, into Resist, where all of a sudden there's a little bit more, there's more driving heaviness behind choruses and stuff like this. But this one was a flat out just hard riff from the outset. And I'm like, at first I was like, yeah. Is that something that we can expect as the tonality for the rest of the per se record?
Well, I don't know, because I think the songs we've written so far, this one is very special, I think, in that way. I think every song so far that we've written and that we have finished is very different on itself. So it's going to be a very diverse album, to my opinion, more so than on the previous album. Which I liked very much, and that was already a lot of different kind of songs on their different directions. But this album is going to be, in a different way, very different from each other again. So that's very vague, I know, but because the album isn't finished yet, I can only talk about like the few songs that we've recorded and a few demos that we have, and we still have to work hard to finish everything. So it can go still in a slightly different direction.
Well, that's something good to wait for.
Yeah, I hope so.
Exactly. I noticed on the verse, and we were talking the last time. And I immediately went out because I did not have a copy of it. I'll be honest. And My Indigo is one of my favorites to listen to. Period. End of story. It's
Wow.
just an
Okay.
amazing record. It really is an amazing record. Out of the Darkness is just one of my top tracks that I turn to. It's just an amazing
Okay.
record. I felt there was a little bit of that in the verse to this song. It's kind of
There
like
is.
how you're balancing in the ebb and flow and how you approach it, kind of like that classic Within Temptation Sharon feel before you launch into this chorus that just
Yeah.
hits everybody over the head.
I think the combination of the two is, yeah, it has something from that My Indigo parts. It's like a mixture of it, but then heavy enough for Within Temptation. And I think it brings in, I think the contrast of the song, that's probably the strength. That's why I like it a lot myself. That's because I have to like it first myself, of course, before I even release anything. But the combination of the two kind of styles in the verse and the chorus, which is so contra, that it's crazy in a way that it works, but it worked eventually. And
Yeah.
and I think that people are hit by surprise. Like, you're going from a heaviness to like almost relaxed, laid back, but the lyrics are very heavy, and then you come back to the fist again. It's like I like it. That's what I like, and it's surprising, and I think I hope it will surprise people in a good way.
It does. I want to go quickly. You guys are obviously going to be, you and Evanescence are going to be touring, obviously, in overseas, and I think for safety reasons, until we know what is going on, because it's so bad over here,
Yeah.
um, and believe me, there's a lot. There's going to be thousands of jealous fans over here in the States. That's for sure. Me being one of them, because that's a show that I cannot wait to go to. Um, Obviously, there's plans to extend past that. Is there a talk about extending into 2000 because it's late in the year to extend that to possibly make it over here for 2021?
Well, it is an option, absolutely. But these are all things that's still in the air, and everything's so unsure and unclear of what's going to happen, that nothing's of course everybody is thinking about it, but if it will eventually will happen, I don't know. So that's something that we have to think about. By when time passes, we'll be able to plan things more easily, because at this moment nothing, you can't plan anything. So at the moment it's all a bit fuzzy.
Exactly. I actually do have a fan question.
Oh, wow.
It
Bring it
is,
on.
I believe it or not, I did tell somebody, and they said, and he asked, his name is Tristan. He actually is out in Manchester in the UK. And
Oh,
he
okay.
says, he says he wants to know your favorite Within Temptation song and why.
That's really Kill Your Darling Time. I like so many. Otherwise, I would not have released them eventually, of course. But yeah, I think the latest work is my favorite. It also has to do with the time frame, because I love the Mother Earth album, and I love songs from each album. Of course, they're darlings and everyone. But if I look at the last one, I got a new fire back, a fire that I wanted to talk about certain subjects in society, and something that we never did before. Because in the past we were very much inspired by historical facts, like William Wallace, a historical figure that he will know, of course, living in Manchester, but also about the Second World War and things happening then. And we were not talking about subjects in the now, actually. And I think with the last album and this new song, it's all about the things that are happening now in our world, and the things that I can really get well, I'm a bit frustrated about, because when you're young, you always think you're going to change the world, and then you end up 25 years later, nothing has changed, only got worse. We got worse political leaders and everything like that. So it's not getting better. So I have a lot of new fire again, and I think the songs on Resist, especially Raise Your Banner and Entertain You, those kind of songs are really have the passionate feeling that's really reflects the emotion that I have on certain subjects in society nowadays. Yeah, totally. In that period that I wrote my Indigo, there was a time that I needed that space to really self-reflect, like, okay, which direction do I want to go, but also with the music and a lot of things that I had to deal with my personal life and my father dying and everything. So I had to really come to terms with certain things in my life, and I did, and it opened a whole new doorway to other emotions. And I think maybe also, maybe along the way, I forgot a lot of things that I found important before that. I forgot a little bit, that it's so much important to stay close with your music to what you want to address, what you want to talk about. And of course I did, but it was a little bit distant still, and I think it did help me come back to what the essence of music should be, is like reflecting on songs and your emotions, stay close to that. And I got that back with Resist again. And that's something I'm really, really happy with. And also with my Indigo, I just let everything out.
You let everything go. And and now on Entertain You, which is like, wow, I just the inspiration for the song, the energy, the power, and just, like I said, Sharon got tough on this song.
I finally showed some balls.
Exactly. It's so good to see you again and talk.
Likewise. Thank you so much for this beautiful conversation. I love it.
Thank you. Take care, Sharon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
And now, a 99 WNRR First Look video. This is Within Temptation and their new track, Entertain You.
Don't be mistaken, your bloody time's up. This ain't no game.